Welcome to another walkthrough by Commander Rogden, and this time it is from Rogden Gaming. I've set up my channel, plan to look for a logo within the next couple of weeks. Now, if you were not already aware, this is a series of walkthroughs, so if you haven't watched some of the previous episodes, I recommend you do so, as you may find yourself lost. And we are planning on heading into our Spelunking Volume 2, so let's get ready. First, we'll be going over what you need to get prepared. So we will want some crafting materials, which will include between 10 and 20 iron, a stack of wood, so 64 of them, probably half a stack of coal, and some replacement materials for your armor. Now, if you want a full set that is 24 pieces, which I will need since I'm using leather, if you just want the breastplate, is 8, and you can just do that if you're using iron. Now for your equipment, again, you'll need a full set of armor. If you're just using iron, again, the breastplate is pretty much mandatory. You'll definitely need some torches. A stack is recommended. Part of the reason you've got the coal is to make more. You will need likely 3 sets of shovels, 3 sets of picks, and a couple swords. Now, because you're heading down into the dungeon, you may require a bow. If you do not have a bow, you can make flint and steel, which I will show you how to do in a moment. And you will need some food that you can eat while you are down in the deep, dark depths. You will also require a water bucket. Now, I cannot stress this enough. Water bucket is required. You will die if you do not take the water bucket. Trust me on this, you will want the water bucket. So go ahead and get the bucket and fill it up with water. For building materials, you will want a stack of cobble, so 64 of them. You may want to bring some glass with you so that you can see through the walls of your building that you make down there. And for transportation purposes, you will probably require some gravel, so go ahead and get that in your inventory. For making the flint and steel, you'll need 1 piece of flint and 1 iron ingot. You will place them in this order here and pull out your flint and steel. So I'll go outside and show you how to use this. Again, I don't really recommend taking this over the arrow, but if you have no choice, it will work out okay. So to use the flint and steel, just right click and you set up flames, and it'll go on any surface even if it's not normally flammable, and it will stay there for a few seconds, and it will hurt you if you pass through it. So I did set up a little beacon, which I'm going to go check out now, and I'll eat a couple pieces of cake before I go. So the beacon in the desert somewhere. There it is, way out there. So it's getting dark. I'm going to fast forward to daytime, and I will be right at the beacon. Truly my favorite method of travel is the teleportation technique. Now you'll see over there's another beacon, I guess, that I've set up. I've changed the pattern, so you can tell that it looks different. And I did that purposely so that I would know that this was a beacon towards a direction and that was a location. So I've done the totem pole for my bases, and I've done sort of a cross pattern for marking dungeons. And you may want to set up your own, marking system that way as well. So as I am approaching this, you'll see that I'm coming over to a lake here, and this was sort of a unique find because I had to die to find this spot. So you can see I had a little trip down here. But we're going to show you another method of traveling. So first off, I'm going to show you how to put on that armor that you likely have crafted several episodes ago. So you may notice these 4 little boxes beside your character. You just put the pieces of armor in the appropriate location, and there you go. Your guy is all decked out. What you want to do is select your bucket here, and you'll need to get it again, but you right click and you'll see that it sort of falls down there, and it goes down an infinite amount downwards, and then I think another 8 out. So we won't be able to pick it back up when we go down there, so I'll get some more. And the interesting part about this is that you can impossibly swim up waterfalls. So if you need to get back up, you can just swim right on back up. This will quickly take you down, and again, you could use the gravel to do this as well, but I just figured we'd go the water route. So as you can see, I've set up a little house down here, preparing myself for the long journey ahead. And here we go. So get over here. This is the location that we are going to be exploring. So this whole area. To travel down to this location, we will be using the gravel expressway. So pull out your gravel and see how this works. I just figured this might be safer, so I have a vantage point to deal with the little friends that have shown up. So you just place it next to a block, and it will fall down pretty much all the way to the end there. So here we go. So we're gonna fall on here, and now we are going to dig our way down. So you can see there's some enemies hopping around, and now is probably a good time to go over that your items are hotkeyed. So if you press 1, you can switch to your sword, or 2 to your pick, and that sort of thing. Just so that you can quickly switch back and forth. So, okay, we've got some friends. I'm just gonna go deal with these guys, and I will be right back after they are dead. And actually, you know what? I guess we can just keep rolling. So it looks like there's a little cave behind me here. I don't think I'm hitting him. Alright, he's fine. So I'm going to start lighting this place up. And it's recommended not to put torches on dirt or gravel, things that can fall or are easily removed, because you might accidentally get rid of your light source, and you really don't want that to happen. So there we go. So you know what, I'm going to make, let's go down further actually. So here I am, and let's do this quick. Lordy, that took a little while, and I must have been cranky yesterday. Anyhow, so this is the little house that I've made down here, and if you do the same, you'll be returning here frequently, something that I recommend. So before we head out, I'm going to talk a little about different entrances for your houses. So you'll see up there I've got sort of a door for the rooftop, and I'll show you how to make that, as well as how to make some signs, which is why we brought all that extra wood. So let's go down to the little crafting table here. And so to make one of those, you actually get 2 of them per, but to make one of those, you set out your wood planks like this, right, and you get 2 trapdoors. Now the thing about trapdoors is it's important how you place them, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Let's say, for example, that you place the trapdoor like this, which you're likely going to do. You open the trapdoor, and it will block you from getting up. So what you need to do is you need to place it on the opposite side of wherever your ladder is, or whatever device you're using to get up. So that way it opens like that, and you can climb out then. So if you want to do a rooftop entrance, and I think this was a good idea for this particular location. So to make a sign, you also need wooden planks, and you need a stick as well. So we're gonna make ourselves a stick, and you make signs by putting wooden planks up there and a stick down there. And signs do not stack, so you can't really carry a whole lot of them, but you should definitely keep at least 1 or 2 on hand while you're doing this. And the reason why is that underground is very, very easy to get lost. So what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to skip ahead. I'm going to fast forward through what I'm doing, you know, just so that you get an idea of what's happening. And then after that's done, I'll stop and I'll explain how I was placing the signs and what they were there for. Well, fast forwarding didn't work as positively as I expected it to, since it skipped a lot of parts, but we'll just go over that again. So before I go about talking about the signs that I placed, let's talk about some environmental hazards. You'll see that there's some lava here. Now, the first thing to remember about lava is that it is a light source. So when you get rid of it, you have to make sure that you have already gotten your light sources up so that you don't suddenly go dark and have monsters spawning in. So there we go, we've got our lights up. And you just pull out your shovel here, and you right click. And you'll see here that I've taken the stream, but there's still some lava, so let's get rid of it with our water. And I'll pick the water back up. And there we have it. So that's our lava gone. Now, for lava pools that won't work because there's a lot of different sets of lava, and you would need probably 18 different buckets, but it is possible to remove. In any case, these are the signs that I've placed. Now, the way that I place them is that if there's any doubt in the location that I would go, like up here or down here, I always put a sign telling me which way I'm supposed to be going. And in this particular case, I probably could have placed the second sign a little bit better, because, I mean, clearly if it wasn't here, I might have gone down one of those other passageways. But this way, I know which way to go. And that's the way that you want to set up your signs. Now, there's a particular pattern that I've set up in them. I don't know if you caught that, but before, all of my previous signs said something something to first base, and the final sign right before I'm going to my base actually has it on the top, so I know that I'm at the location, or that I'm right near it. So you should probably use numbers for your bases as opposed to letters, because you'll want to use letters when you do strip mining. Anyways, this waterfall is really annoying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my own water in there. So I've still got my empty bucket, and I'm going to take it back out. And that way, I can get rid of this waterfall, and I can more easily travel down that area. So I'm actually going to skip ahead to a little diamond deposit that I found and talk about how you can make sure to get that without losing any. Here is the little diamond deposit that I found, and because diamond is so rare, you never want to lose it to falling on lava, which might have actually occurred right there. So what you want to do is dig out underneath of the diamond so that you can clear out the area, and then take your bucket of water, right, and you just get rid of the lava there. Now you notice that it turned into obsidian, which isn't really good for us right now because we don't have our diamond pick, and getting rid of it is going to be extremely difficult. So what you can do instead is, since that you've got, I must have left it back there, but since you would have had a bucket of lava, you could pour the lava in and then pull it back out, and you should be okay. But I'm just going to go ahead and pull out what appears to be safe here, and actually I think that's pretty much it. I mean, the biggest danger that you have of going down in the dungeons this far is not returning. Like if you get a really good haul, I mean, always go back. You know, don't risk going down because you think you might get lucky. Make sure that you go back to your little base and drop your stuff off. Now I got really lucky here. Normally I would have, you know, between 2 and 3 bases, but I didn't. So this was Spelunking Volume 2, and I think next time we'll be looking at mapping. So again, this is Commander Ogden. Thanks for watching. Ooh, ooh, ooh.